I'm in tax liens, so I do a lot of things, bro. So it's not really just me doing one thing.
Okay, we love multiple streams, man.
Yeah, 7. You need 7 to be a millionaire, right? So I'm trying to go like 8, 9.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. I'll
Yeah.
take the question next. Oh, a question over the keyboard.
Hey Jamal, I gotta ask you, Gorillapreneur, how'd you come up with that name?
Okay, everybody asked me that, so I'm gonna drop
We
this
gotta
one.
ask you, it's your nickname.
Yeah,
It's
it's
dope,
all
so
good.
we
It's
gotta
all good.
ask you.
I'm an open book, baby. Gorillapreneur is really two. It's a meaning. A guerrilla soldier is a strategic fighter. It's a fighter that may face a traditional army that's up against it, but he may win because of not the numbers, but his tactics and his strategies. So I found gorilla in the gorilla spelling, combined it with preneur, right? So I made it Gorillapreneur strategic real estate investment. Now the gorilla logo, just it's a lot to the gorilla logo, man. It's strength and it's power. And one of my favorite movies, but I understand the social significance behind it, is Planet of the Apes, right? And not to be racial, I'm not trying to bring any attention on your show, but we as Black people are seen as unhuman in a lot of ways, right? So my thing was, I want to show you, even though you may perceive me as this monster, this ape on this planet, that I got a mind, that I got a brain, and I'm going to be in the system that make me generational wealth and my family generational wealth. So that's where the gorilla logo comes from, Gorillapreneur. It was just a way of me coming at the game a little bit harder. You know, I'm from the golden day of hip hop. You know, I'm from that era where we come through a little bit harder. You know, being from North New Jersey, I got a way, you know, if the word is still cool, I got a swag about myself, you know what I'm saying, where I'm confident. I ain't letting nothing stop me. So with Gorillapreneur, it fits me. It just fits who I am. It fits my brand. And it makes people wonder. I'll tell you a funny story connected to the brand. One of my partners, Phil McLaren, a big shout to Phil out in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He had a stroke recently, and he was doing, he does major commercial real estate, major commercial stuff. So he was home convalescing with his wife, and they was laying in bed going through Facebook to find somebody that they can have some business to, right? So they flipping through the feed, and they keep seeing the gorilla. They keep seeing the gorilla. Every time they flip the page, my logo will come up. So the wife said, "Who is that guy with the gorilla? Call him. Who's that guy with the gorilla on the screen? Holler at him." So I knew right then I had something. You know, people see me all over the place. Like you guys, I put out content. I try to be positive, and I want to be a point of change for a lot of brothers and sisters of color, of ethnicity in this world, so we can get some generational wealth and have a better future. So that's all I'm about. That's where Gorillapreneur came from.
Okay, all right. Appreciate that explanation.
No problem, man. No problem.
Yeah.
All right, so brother Jamal, I gotta throw this out there, man. You know, most of our audience members are either got one deal or two deals, but many of them don't even have their first deal under their belt, and so
Okay.
they're looking at information platforms like ours as a place where they can actually set up some sort of base camp and work smart and not just work hard. So
Okay.
bring this audience up to speed. Go back in the day, that first deal, that first wholesale deal, what did yours look like? You know, where did the lead come from? What kind of background information can you share?
Okay. My first deal, wow, you took me back on the time machine. The first deal was in Cleveland, East Side. Man, wow, it was a horrible house. But I'm gonna tell you, my mindset changed right there. It was a horrible house. It was maybe like, oh wow, I think it was 30,000. House was 30,000. And I called an investor, Mariah Stark Ridgway from Home Invest. First mistake, I called a large wholesale instead of a small wholesale, right? But she comes down and she says, Jamal, it got squatters in it, man, beds in it. You know, we talking rats, roaches, the whole deal, right? You know, it actually had a microwave in it when it still had power and the food was still in the refrigerator. That's how bad the house was, man. You know what I'm saying? 3-bed, 2-bath joint. So I'm trying to get this 30,000. So Mariah comes down, and a big shout to Mariah Stark with that. But she's a shark. So she come down and she said, Jamal, this ain't gonna go. So Lock, my nickname is Lock. She said, Lock, this ain't gonna go. I'll give you 10,000. I'll give you 10,000 for it, and we can keep it moving. So I didn't have. It was kind of a get out deal, right? It was kind of a get out deal. So the guy took whatever I wanted, but Mariah threw me another 5,000 on the top just for future connections and future business. So my first wholesale fee was 5,000 on a $10,000 house, and I got that out of mercy. I got that straight out of mercy because she felt sorry for me. But it taught me a lesson. And the lesson learned was, don't judge a home but make sure the home that you're selling is comparable to the deal that you want. So like, let's put it this way. If I would have got 5 houses like that, I'd have made 25 grand. You know what I'm saying? Instead of shooting for this big monstrous wholesale fee. So you young guys coming in, new guys coming in, if you don't get a great house, make the value what it is. Don't try to inflate it. Don't try to play no games and make it bigger than what it is. If it's a $12,000 house, maybe you can make a $2,000 markup and get rid of it, but at least you made 2 grand. You're not gonna get 10 grand on a $12,000 house. You know what I'm saying? The wholesale fee got to be compensatory to the deal. That's the rules. So that was my first one, man. That was my first one.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, Locke, so you said something that I wanted to say on your show when you asked what would I tell people just getting in it, is don't think that every deal is a home run. You're not getting 20 grand off of every deal, man.
That's right.
Take you a couple bucks, learn the process, learn from it, and get to the next deal.
That's what you got to do, man. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Like, don't get me wrong. You got some cats that come out here and they buy everything, and just because you buy the technology, you may have prop stream and deal machine and all that stuff, and you may have everything you need, and it still could take you 6 months. But it's all in your drive. It's all in your, and like I said, like me and my boys say, your network develops your network. So you got to have a network of people like you brothers, the three-headed monster. Like I call these guys the three-headed monster, like King Ghidra over here with these guys and what they do. But you got to have a team, man. You got to have somebody to pass the ball to. You got to have somebody that's in your corner, not only business-wise, but also emotionally. So it's good if you got a good wife, a good boyfriend, a good girlfriend, so you can come home and they can keep your spirit up. You know what I'm saying? That's important as well. But the thing is to get up every day, SOS, system of success. That's what I call SOS, systems of success. Get up every day and know your system, whether it's cold calling, whether it's driving for dollars, whatever you're going to do. You have to cut, paste, repeat, and keep the shit popping every day. You got to get up and do it every day. You can't falter on it. Millionaires don't take weekends off. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it every day. You got to get up and grind. Make sure your information is good. Make sure you're always watching who's doing what's latest, you know, and incorporate that into your own system till you get a style. Once you get a style, you know it fits because people will start calling you. Like I said, I got a style. I'm on a podcast right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm on somebody else's platform right now. So it just shows when people see what you're doing, you'll grow, you'll expand, you'll constantly evolve. So that's the most important thing. It's constant evolution and systems of success. Do what you got to do every day. Every day.
Nice. All right, Kiva, you got the next.
Yeah, so you spoke briefly about them systems. So just what's your marketing look like? What kind of marketing are you doing? What's your system look like?
My marketing is more old school. I got some people I'm about to get with called X-Rev, a great company. I get a lot of companies call me on marketing, but I'm more old school. So I use what's around me, because Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is great. People get on LinkedIn because it's organic. Stop sleeping on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very important. You can meet a lot of great buyers, financing people, rehab people, construction people. You can do a lot that'll add to your business Rolodex on LinkedIn. I'm on TikTok too. I'm going to get better on my little TikTok, but I try to be, my marketing system is be the most visible brother everywhere. I want to be everywhere.
Yeah, listen, I was just telling my wife the other day that I got to get more into the social media, and I got a couple ideas, but I just got to actually follow through with it.
Definitely. My brother Lockhart looks like he froze up. Let's see if he can bounce back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
You know,
connect.
so one of the things I appreciated when we were Kivo and I was on his show yesterday was tons of energy, crazy energy, and the passion. The passion was pretty dope. So when we can get him unfrozen, the one thing I want to ask him about when he jumps back in is a little bit about where his leads are coming from, what his system is for getting at his leads. Sounds like he's more old school, and we know a little bit about old school wholesalers in Rochester that are killing the game.
They own the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they own the game here. Is he trying to get back in yet?
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to log back in here. With the
Meanwhile, while we're waiting, y'all see it. Bills, the mafia.
Bills Mafia.
Yeah.
Preach on it, man. Preach
In
on
case
it.
anybody talking thought Tom Brady wasn't going to age out, it's happening. Father Time is undefeated. It's our time now.
Hey, well, listen, while we're waiting for Jamal to pop back in, you know, one of the things that we want to make sure that we're letting the folks know out there is that if you have a deal and you want to make sure your numbers are right, Kiva, what should they be doing?
They can reach out to us and
Got you.
drop us an email with the deal, and we'll help you comp it because we've been through extensive comping classes, comping sessions with our mentor, and I don't remember the name of the company that Kevin that does the comping worked for, but that was an outside company that was teaching everyone the comping. So and then we
yeah.
also know about it from just getting smashed with mispricing deals. That's the best
Yeah,
way
my bad.
to not sell your deal is have it priced wrong.
Yo, guys, we
I'm back,
can.
y'all. I'm back. My
Hey,
apologies. I'm back. My apologies. I lost a little disconnect over here. But
no.
what was the question y'all gave me?
So, Kiva was asking you about your marketing. Where your leads coming
Oh,
from?
like I
What you
said,
doing?
Facebook, Instagram. I'm about to get the website up. I'm pushing business credit. What I wanted to design right is going to be a double, like a landing page and an information page with all the inventory. That's next. But like I said, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. So what I did, I started studying how to use unpaid leads, keywords, hashtag. So like I said, a lot of cats that I got really, I'll say on my first 10 deals was Facebook, was straight through Facebook. Instagram gave me a little bit more, but Instagram, you have to really know the algorithm. You really have to know how to move on Instagram. It's different. Facebook and LinkedIn will give you a lot more organic stuff. Like with my REOs, George Zanales from big shout to George Zanales on LinkedIn. That's how I got my REO connection, so I can hustle REOs. Like hustling REOs, people don't know. Hustling REOs is a great plan, man. You can bust at least 25 of an REO on every one, depending on the size of the house and the amount they're asking for it. Because you can literally finance it, right? Get that down, sell it, right? And just take cash right off the top. So it's a great way with the REOs, man. Auction Enterprise is another one of our divisions, Auction Enterprise. Sharon White, big shout to Sharon White. That's how I came through the auction, and they go quick. But you can make it like on the auction, you can make, let's say you mark it up. That's another low end. You can mark it up between 5 and 10, depending on the house, because they go extremely fast. But like I said, my marketing just came from me hustling and putting the logo out there. Big shout to BM Ramsey that did my logo for me. And once I started doing, I use everything, man. I use Reface, I use memes, I use everything. It's about being visible. And I think when you get the bread, and my bread is coming up, but when you get the bread, you can start using the Facebook paid ads and things of that nature, but you don't start like that. You start just by being out there and putting yourself out there. You got to step out on a limb. One of my fraternity brothers, Reggie Rutledge, said a lot, just put it out there. And he was talking about a whole different business. But if you're not willing to bet on yourself, who you gonna bet on? So you gotta put the information out there. I don't care if you just put your phone number, your email up 100 times. Somebody gonna see it. Somebody gonna see it. Then you combine that with hashtag. And then you look, okay, it's a term called the golden unicorn. You get the post that you put up and you check the views and you check the hits on it, right? And you see what the elements of that post is that works. And you cut, paste, and repeat, and just duplicate it. Now, it don't have to be the same post, but it should be elements of that post that are similar that got you the views and likes in the first place. But like I said, views and likes ain't important unless they translate to deals. You could have 700 likes, I don't give a whatever. If it don't translate to the deal, you ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing. So it got to translate to deals. But like I said, my marketing was putting myself out there, using the tools I had available and rocking with it. I don't make no excuses. Like if you don't have money, you find a way to do it. Put it this way, people sleep. When you putting door hangers out there, when you're using yellow letters and you put them in the mail, that's advertising. That's what that is. If you put a metal sign on the side of your car, I buy houses. That's advertising. That's what it is. So you have to use the resource that you have that's in your pocket and not in your pocket and keep it moving. And just trust yourself. Trust yourself.
So Jamal, one of the questions I want to ask now that we understand a little bit about your marketing, you're putting yourself out there. A lot of folks don't have that mindset So if we could just take a
Okay.
step back, what did you have to do in order to kind of create the proper mindset to be an entrepreneur? Was it books? Was it podcasts? Was it life experience? You just share out a little bit.
Yeah, man, that's a good one. I guess it's a combination of all of them. You know, I've been homeless. I've been slept in my car. You know, had to do some things that I wasn't too proud of. When I was younger and when I was older. But you know, there's a term that my grandmother said: you got to be fed up with being fed up, and then you got to do something about that. So I just jumped. Really, the first cat I started listening to was Gerald Harris from Bigger Pockets. I never forget it. Me and my wife was in a situation, and we would actually sit in the mall till we can get shelter and go in a hotel. I would go out there and hustle up some money and get us some room for the night. That was why for a couple of weeks for me, right? So when I was just sitting in the mall, I plug up on the internet and I watch Gerald Harris. I watched Grant Cardone. I watched Gary Vee. Gary Vee was the one that really got me on the marketing tip by just putting yourself out there, putting up constant content, 15 pieces of content a day. So I learned from cats like that. But my mindset came really from martial arts. I'm a black belt martial artist, second degree down in Goshen, you got out there in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So it was like, okay, I trained myself to do that. And I took so much pain and fighting and you know, sore back and sore legs and everything. And I took that pain to get to the black belt. So I just kind of transitioned to that. You know, it was some great mentors I had. Francois St. Pierre out of Miami. I lived in Miami for a while. He was the first guy that I came across that was wholesaling, even though I never did it. He told me, look, man, you need to get into this. So, you know, from the story with my dad when I was younger and then meeting him, it was like kismet. It's like, yo, this is something I need to be doing. But my mindset was, you ain't got shit to lose. You done lost everything. You know, you ain't got nothing to lose. So I just went at it hard. I took stock in myself. And that's one thing I tell everybody, take stock in yourself. Look at who you are and see what you got inside and take stock in yourself and use your checks and balances. What's not great with me? What is great with me? And you try to eliminate the lower side. You know what I'm saying? What's not great with me? I need to start eliminate that bit by bit. And it's work every day. But you got to understand, you got to go for it. You know, if you put it this way, the shot you don't take, you can't make. Bottom line. The shot you do not take, you ain't gonna hit. I don't care if it's 3-point, 2-point dunk, whatever. The shot you don't take, you won't make. Period.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, much love. Appreciate that.
No problem, man. No problem.
Yeah, that's deep. You definitely giving us and the listeners something, you know, something different and something deep and that should be able to resonate with them. And continuing along that, I want to ask you something. You spoke earlier about something that means a lot to me, which is generational wealth. Because I know I wake up every morning for my last name, not my first name. You know what I'm
Understood.
saying? And that's what it is. With having a wife and kids, that's what's important to me. That's what wakes me
Most
up
definitely.
every morning and gets me out the door. There's no morning that I'm laying in the bed. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care. I got to get out and make an attempt, like you said.
Right. Right.
So just elaborate on that for us from your side of it.
Well, my drive is my wife. My driver is my wife and myself. My driver is my wife. Like I said, my wife worked for the post office for a long time. A hard worker. You know what I'm saying? My wife has MS. Thank God it's dormant. And
Oh, did he freeze up again?
Yeah, yeah. Straight frozen
Man.
up. Yeah, that MS is one of those like silent, it'll creep up on you. You can be
Right.
straight for years.
Yeah, I've only heard of it. I've never experienced anybody um close with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So our brother's trying to get his technology right.
Right. So
Um, what we were saying before our little bit of a break is that if you are not unsure about a deal, um, uh, reach out. Send us a text. Send us a email at cashdeals 2021 at gmail.com. We will analyze your deal for you because again, guys, the only time a deal does not sell is when you lock it up at the wrong price. If a deal is a deal is a deal, whether you have a huge buyer list or whether you just have 2 or 3 buyers, if you have a deal, you can get it sold. And Kiva, while we're waiting for Jamal to kind of jump back in, You know, when you think about the deals that we couldn't sell, what was the common denominator?
We had them priced wrong.
Yep.
We agreed, we locked them up at the wrong ticket. So the first thing with a deal is you have to buy right.
Mhm.
If you don't buy right in the beginning, you're gonna lose. If you just agree to what the seller wants for the property, that's probably too high of a price point.
Right.
And that's just what it is. So now we do a lot of filtering in the sense of deal or no deal,
Mhm.
uh, in terms of what the asking price is, and it saves a lot of time and energy because you can't sell an overpriced deal.
Right. And it's about a mindset too, guys. You know, we don't create deals. You don't create deals. We
Deal
just
finder.
identify, yeah, the deals.
Mhm.
And you know, not every deal is a wholesale deal. One of the things that you will be able to do is as you get some time under your belt, you'll be able to identify, hey, there's not enough equity for us to do anything with this in terms of a wholesale deal. But if you're out there growing your network, growing your network, growing your network, um, maybe this is something you need to pass on to a real estate agent. Because if it's listable and you're providing value for them, they'll provide value back for you.
Right. They may come across a property that's distressed that a seller brought to them, and then now they need an investor to buy that deal.
Exactly, exactly. Or you might come across a deal. Um, it wouldn't work from a wholesale perspective, but maybe this is more of a creative finance deal. You know, maybe it's a sub two, or maybe it's a novation agreement. You know, by networking, you'll be able to identify resources that's what they do, and they can actually help you in that department. I was just on the phone on Kivo on Sunday with our connect out in California, Sonny McEwen,
Oh, Sonny.
and we're trying to do something in Atlanta right now that is has the seller started to do a rehab project, got all of his funding in place, and for whatever reason, don't have all of the resources to finish the actual project.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah,
so uh,
Sonny's big on that too, that financing and creative
mhm,
financing portion. That's like his bread and butter.
yeah, yeah. So we put those two individuals together. I step back. It's all a relationship building, guys. The fewer relationships you have in this game, the smaller your check is going to be.
Yeah, like our guest Jamal was saying, your network is your net worth.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
as of lately, that's what I've been spending a lot of time on, building our network.
Hmm.
Um, and then I'm looking to accelerate from there.
Looks like Jamal's coming back in right now.
We can try to close it out since he's struggling with the
Yeah,
connection.
that Ohio internet.
Yeah, they got 3G still out there in Ohio,
Yeah.
rural Ohio. They ain't even got 4, or definitely ain't got 5. They might got just G out there. What was the first internet phones?
Killing us, killing us. So we will definitely have to have brother Jamal back on. But yeah, we're at the 30-minute mark, and what we want to do is just want to kind of bring this podcast to a close. So you know, with that being said, you know, what was your key takeaway from our guest, Kivo? Kind of
um,
just thinking about some of the jewels he dropped.
just being able to identify his energy and his passion, for what it is he's doing. Um, that's something that's big. You got to have the energy and the drive, and then I think conversions happen off of that in this game here.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, with that, we're going to bring this to a close. YouTube, Facebook family, this is your boys, Earl, Kevo, Ambrose will be back with us. And we are Real Housing Relief, revitalizing the community. One
One
property at a
property at
time.
a time.
All right. God bless everybody.